I just feel like it's really me against the world, man.
In February of 2025, a morbidly obese, now 26-year-old from Chicago walked TikTokers through his journey to obesity and how bad things had gotten. He talked about how he could not wipe himself without a toothbrush wrapped in toilet paper, how the fat around his neck would choke him in his sleep, and how walking to the end of a block felt like climbing a mountain.
Type stuff. 6 months ago, I was at my heaviest, which was 630 pounds. My legs swole up when I would lay down. The fat around my neck would suffocate me. Anytime I would go to sleep, I would start to, feel like I couldn't breathe and have to wake up. I couldn't wipe myself because my arm literally couldn't fit around my body. So I would have to take a toothbrush and wrap toilet paper around it and kind of use that as an extension of my arm to get the feces out.
His name is Will Kelly, and that video racked up millions of views almost overnight. If you were one of the viewers who saw that video, you would have been among the other netizens who genuinely believed they were watching somebody turn their life around in real time. However, what followed wasn't what anyone expected. Somewhere between the inspiring workout clips and the heartfelt confessions, Will Kelly went from one of the most promising creators in the TikTok weight loss space to one of its most disliked. He became rude to fast food servers, he crashed out on fans who offered him genuine advice, declared on a live stream that any woman who did not find him attractive was a fat-phobe, and then somehow kept acting surprised that people were not clapping for him. What more did Will Kelly do during his months of TikTok fame? Why is he one of the most insufferable characters on the internet? Keep watching as we explore everything related to his name.
Weekly weigh-in, weekly weigh-in. Oh my God, it's the weekly weigh-in. Let me know what you think. This is how much I weigh this week.
When he first showed up on TikTok, Will Kelly made a pitch about his battle with weight and weight loss, divulging that he reached his heaviest weight of around 600 pounds.
Hey, I'm Will. I'm morbidly obese. I've been kind of bigger my whole life. Not kind of bigger, I've been big my whole life. But in the last 3-4 years, it got really bad. I went from being kind of just the big guy at the party to my 600-pound life type stuff. 6 months ago, I was at my heaviest, which was 630 pounds. And life was pretty unenjoyable.
He mentioned how his heavy stomach made it difficult for him to walk long distances like from his house to downtown, and this had given him back pain amongst other life's inconveniences.
It was bad. I had so much fat in my stomach that I really couldn't walk for long periods of time. And when I say long periods, I mean down the street, because I would get an intense, really bad back pain, lower back pain. Overall, my life was pretty unenjoyable.
His weight had weighed him down so much that he couldn't even get a driver's license or sit comfortably in his own car.
I'm 25 years old, bro, and I don't have a license because I literally can't fit into a driver's seat of a car, bro. I can't. Oh shit, I guess I kind of can't, but it's very uncomfortable.
Will's first video was essentially his declaration for a committed journey through weight loss. He had already lost around 1,000 pounds by the time he uploaded it, which gave the whole thing a sense of momentum. However, he still needed his audience to give him a sense of accountability in order to push through more exercises. This was the main point of the entire video.
I decided to make a change. In the last 6 months, I've lost 100 pounds, which is great, but after losing 100 pounds, I came to the realization I'm still morbidly obese. This is not going to be overnight. This isn't going to be a couple of weeks, a couple of months. This is going to be a journey of a couple of years. And I decided I wanted to document it.
Will's first video was essentially his declaration for a committed journey through weight loss. He had already lost around 100 pounds by the time he uploaded it, which gave the whole thing a sense of momentum. Unlike other weight loss content he had seen online, Will wanted an actual documentation in real time, a chain of videos that would show him actively losing weight day by day instead of a before and after content.
I kind of wanted to document it in real time because every time I see someone who's lost weight, what they do is record the beginning of it and then record the end. But I think the real fight is in the middle. That's the real hard part.
This was his very first video posted in February of 2025. However, before his TikTok debut, he had uploaded the same video on IG 2 days before on the 31st of January 2025. And like his TikTok, this was the first video on the platform. The 31st of January in 2025 was likely the turning point for Will. On this date, he posted links to his TikTok and IG pages on his X account, urging viewers to follow him on his new journey. He broadcast the same video, declaring he wanted to save his life. The support and encouragement was massive. Some viewers told him to get good training boots, and Will promised to deliver on his end of the deal. On TikTok, the video amassed over 806,000 views and 88,000 likes, with many commenters wishing him well. This was the foundation on which he came to build a TikTok account of over 360,000 followers today. Sure to his word, Will began documenting his workout routine. His next video, which was posted the next day, February 3rd, showed him at the gym lifting dumbbells and weights.
I see you, Shorty. I see you. You still got food.
In other clips, we could see him dipping his feet in track events by running for a few meters. Time and time again, Will would reiterate his conviction to lose weight come hell or high water.
If I don't work out, then I'm going to cheat on my diet. If I cheat on my diet, then I'm just going to say forget my diet altogether. And next thing you know, I'm 600 pounds again. And that's not going to happen. So it's Monday, it's cold, but I'm still going to get this workout in.
Soon enough, he got a free trainer out of Chicago named Coach B, who started working with him and appearing in workout videos. The content during this stretch was quite compelling. You could see Will working out at over 500 pounds. You could see him struggling through sessions, gasping through cardio, pushing himself in ways that were clearly not comfortable. There's something worth noting about the specific appeal of this kind of content. Plus-sized creators like Will tend to attract people who make fun of them due to their size and addiction to food. We have the likes of Tismala Hood Legend and Jay Boolin, who eat so much that it's no longer for the sake of content.
I lose. Veggies. Veggies.
Their size, emotional relationship with food, and lack of need for change make them easy targets for trolls on the internet. They don't have to be obese like Will. Just being on the big side could attract attention from various corners. Lolcows like Tofiachu and Nova Online draw the same type of traffic for the stature, among many other strange online behaviors that raise them to lolcow status. These types of creators often talk about food and how they don't get clothes in their body size. You can tease them with the topic whenever they act out, and even though it's not warranted, there would still be a faction of internet users who find this authentic image of themselves to be amusing. However, the same doesn't apply to Will Kelly. When he got onto the platform, he described his experience from the inside with so much specific detail that it gave a lot of viewers something they had not seen articulated quite like that before. We see this in the way he attributed food addiction to people's low-key obsession with food texture.
Bro, this is what real food addiction looks like. Some people don't know why Popeyes is Popeyes, right? It's good flavor, good chicken, so-so service. It's the skin. You made love to it. You know what I mean?
It might not be 100% right, but it's gospel for him because this explanation had come from someone who knew firsthand how it felt to be subdued by the pleasure of eating without restraint. In another case, he shared that his size had made it difficult for him to enjoy Valentine's Day in his 25 years on Earth.
I am extremely lonely. I'm genuinely by myself now. This isn't my first Valentine's Day alone. It's my 25th.
And it got bad to the point that he had to eat and touch himself with greasy hands.
On most Valentine's Days, I would gorge as much food as possible and like get the itis. I remember one Valentine's Day, I ordered literally as much fried chicken as I could. I ate as much of it as I could. I had the itis. I couldn't even get off the couch. And then I used the chicken grease to touch myself.
Will's content centered around oversharing his experience as an obese man alongside his journey through body de-escalation. He mentioned that food served as an escape for him, especially since he was lonely and depressed.
I've always dealt with like clinical depression and anxiety. That's where a lot of my weight gain has actually come from, was me almost self-soothing with food.
This was his only source of comfort. It's a typical reaction for most people his size, but the self-awareness and need for change is what made Will Kelly seem different. Each and everything he shared online during this early phase seemed authentic, as if it wasn't just entertainment. This is why his audience around this time were rooting for him. These were the type of words you would see in his comments section. It showed that people were not looking for a reason to laugh at him. These were people who were genuinely invested in whether he made it. Unfortunately, things started to shift gradually. The first crack showed up with the "What I Ate at 600 Pounds" series. It was a simple concept where Will went to the restaurants he used to frequent when he was at his heaviest. He would order the meal he would have eaten back then, show it to the camera, and then claim he was giving it away either to his cameraman, Santiago, or to someone unhoused nearby.
Ice cream's not gonna get stuck in this, all right? Again, we're not drinking this. Like, just check it out. Check out the insides.
Will called every dish a power meal because it was an outrageously large food order assembled for the camera to represent the kind of eating that had gotten him to 600 pounds.
This is a Will Kelly power meal today.
The idea was that showing it off was a way of confronting that past without repeating it. Will was not supposed to be eating that power meal, but was supposed to be reflecting on it. On paper, it's not a bad idea because it still fits the journey narrative and serves as entertaining content. It showed growth and created a visual contrast between who he was and who he is becoming. And in the beginning, it worked. Those videos got millions of views. However, two problems started to develop in parallel. The first was that Will Kelly kept looking exactly the same in every single video. Weeks and months passed, and there was no visible change in his face, no shift in how he moved, no reduction in the size of his body that the camera could pick up. For a creator whose entire pitch was "watch me lose the weight," the absence of any visible progress became impossible to ignore. The second problem was the food itself, because Will Kelly was not just showing these meals from a distance, he was touching them, describing them in detail, and putting his hands onto them.
Amazing, bro. People wonder what a steak burger is. I don't know what it is. I'm not gonna lie to you. I consider a steak burger the original smash burger. Look, it's cheesy. The bread is buttered. This is real food here, man. Real food will always win in the fast food wars. So I don't know why Steak and Shake is losing. They're thin fries, but they're cooked to perfection. The chicken fingers are fresh. They make everything fresh. They don't like just have stuff waiting out. That's why it's so tasty. The onion rings, man. Look at the snap. Oh, peel out the onion. Look at this.
From the way he interacted with the food, he did not look like a man who was about to hand it off to someone else. Will looked like he was about to eat it, and viewers always had their suspicions. Was Will telling the truth about giving away food he was actually eating? If he was lying, then what else was he not being straight about? Were the workout videos as regular as they seemed? None of this was fully provable, and a lot of it was unfair speculation. Alongside the series, Will also created another one called "What I Cooked at 600 Pounds," which is part of the franchise called... In these videos, he would take his viewers to his kitchen to cook different types of foods he used to fancy when he was extra overweight. Just like anyone would think, these were not healthy dishes. In one video, he only made donuts. Very oily donuts.
Alright, y'all, this is not your average donut, alright? You cook it with kales. This is a Will Kelly donut. Will, it's not a donut. Those are biscuits. Shut up. I had to change my life. Y'all not addicted to this food game, bro. Y'all not built like me. Take that out. Take that out. The oil.
In another, he made a grape jelly snack with croissant rolls.
You don't just eat this by itself. I would take a piece, rip it, and dip it in the jelly. But I've changed my life, so I'm not gonna do that.
Then in another, it was grilled cheese.
Cook it with kales. This is Will Kelly's grilled cheese. We high class over here, you heard? We eat our grilled cheese with brioche bread. Woo. A little scoop of that. Scoop of the butter with the scissors. Put that on top of this. That's how they do it in lockup.
All the food he showcased in this series would make you understand how he was able to get to 600 pounds in the first place, and like the other series, Will would confess that he's not eating the food and would offer Santiago the dish he cooked.
These about to be banging. I'm not eating them because, you know, I've changed my life. But Santiago, you gonna try one? Santiago gonna try? Santiago.
After these What I Ate videos became widespread, many viewers couldn't shake the feeling that something was off, and it was only a matter of time before his ego grew. In fact, the signs were already visible in his content. Sometimes he would go to venues without his shirt and eat there without caring about decency, and other times he had a way of mocking his guest stars. In an episode of This Is What I Ate series, Will and another overweight creator named Kayla went for a bite at Raising Cane's. The video episode was meant to showcase what Kayla eats at 500 pounds, but in some parts of the video, Will was visibly judging her for being on the big side and even having followers.
You told me you're around 500 pounds. Do you want to lose weight?
You know, I'm kind of happy at I'm at, and I think my fans are happy where I'm at.
You have fans.
Like you're surprised?
No.
He made comments about the food she was eating as their sizes were not one and the same in his eyes.
Yes.
You do eat all of this in one sitting. Tenders. This doesn't seem like too much food to you? No? All right, maybe you're the real big dog, bro. Like, maybe I'm just... Did you do anything special with the food? Like, did you have, like, a special way to eat canes? Like, I know some people, like, make it a sandwich, or do you just go chicken tender, bread, fries, just go one by one?
Well, yeah, because you got to do the fries first, because cold fries are...
Over the time, Will's ego will slowly but surely manifest in his content and would be the foundation on which his fitness journey eventually crumbled, because for Will, content was more important than the weight loss journey he was advertising.
Is content more important than you getting in shape?
No. Well...
Huh?
Yes. But no. But no.
So content is more important than you getting in shape?
No.
Okay.
Do you remember Coach B, the trainer he got for his workout session? Well, Will didn't recruit him on a pay slip. Coach B was his free trainer, and he only became a very important character in the story when Will suddenly crashed out on him during one of their workout sessions. By this point in Will's journey, the comment sections on his videos had become increasingly negative. People were calling him out for not showing visible progress and were questioning whether he was actually giving the food away. The goodwill that came with that first video was starting to wear thin, and Will was clearly feeling the pressure. He was missing gym sessions and showing up late. He was also fond of making excuses. It's either he lost his gym key in Minecraft, or his back was acting up, or various other reasons why he could not complete the cardio Coach B had asked him to do outside their sessions.
I've been going through a lot. With what I'm going through, I just didn't want to come to the gym today. I was running late, and Coach B definitely was going to let me hear it. Happy Monday, man.
Happy Monday, my ass. You late as shit.
I'm sorry, bro. My bad, man.
Hey. I asked you to do extra cardio yesterday and you couldn't get it done because you lost your key?
Yeah, bro. I lost my key to the gym in my crib. My bad, man. My bad.
Coach B, for his part, was not interested in being sympathetic about it. He was not there to be a hype man. All he wanted was results, and he was not getting them. So when Will showed up late to his session and had not done the extra cardio that was asked of him, Coach B let him hear it.
Give me a nice sprint all the way down.
All the way
Go around the cone, back pedal back. Okay?
How many times?
Why?
I just need to know so I can just get my head there.
You need to know? Until I feel like we did it enough times, right? You ain't do cardio yesterday.
Coach B, come on, get off the cardio.
You didn't do cardio yesterday.
Coach B.
During a running drill, he pushed Will hard, kept adding repetitions, and refused to give him a number to count down from. And Will, already irritable and defensive, eventually snapped.
Stop fucking with me. I've been going through a lot. With what I'm going through, I just didn't want to come to the gym today. I was running late, and Coach B definitely was going to let me hear it. Happy Monday, man.
Happy Monday, my ass.
However, there's a reason to believe that the issue was scripted because of how performative it seemed before the camera. Some commenters thought the same thing, but it's important to note that there was a hint of realism in this clip because everything that came much later seemed too serious to pass off as content. After his outburst, Coach B's response wasn't sugarcoated at all. He basically told Will that he wasn't someone who could coddle him like a kid. As a trainer, he had a duty to keep him on track, and to do that, he needed Will to be serious and accountable for his size with his training.
Am I losing weight?
Sure.
Am I not in here multiple times a week?
Sure.
So what the fuck are you talking about, fire?
Sure, because you want pity, and I'm not here to give you pity. I'm not here to pat you on the back. I'm not here to rub your head. I'm not here to hold your hand. I'm not here to do none of that. None of that. I'm not here for that.
Coach B.
I'm here to give you constructive criticism. I'm here to hold your ass accountable because ain't nobody been holding you accountable in 20 plus years, obviously, or you wouldn't be in a predicament that you're in right now, okay?
It's a hard thing to hear, but it's not a cruel thing. Coach B was not mocking Will or humiliating him. He was doing exactly what a trainer is supposed to do by demanding accountability from someone who had been allowed to avoid it for decades. And Will Kelly, to his credit, actually posted a follow-up video where he admitted that Coach B was right and asked his followers not to give up on him. He seemed to genuinely absorb the criticism, at least in the moment.
I didn't like what Coach B said at first, but seeing in reflection, he's 100% right. You guys in the comments are 100% right. I could be going harder. Please stick it out with me, bro. I won't quit on you. Please just don't quit on me.
But here's where things get interesting. Seconds after that video, Will fired Coach B over a text message. It read, "Hey Coach B, let's pause on the workouts for now. I got a lot going on. I'll get back to you when it's a better time." And Will revealed this development in one of his usual confessional videos.
Coach B is the best trainer in Chicago. He agreed to train me for free, and I fired him. I sent him a text like a coward, even though all he's done for me is look out for me. All he's done for me is try to help me. All he's done for me is try to get me to win.
This behavior of wanting help but destroying your chances of receiving it is consistent with a habit known as self-sabotage. It is any action or inaction that undermines your progress and prevents you from accomplishing your goals. It's self-destructive. Self-destructive behavior is any behavior that's harmful or potentially harmful towards the person who engages in the behavior. Self-destructive behaviors are considered to be on a continuum, with one extreme end on the scale being suicide. Self-destructive actions may be deliberate, born of impulse, or developed as a habit. The term, however, tends to be applied towards self-destruction that either is fatal or is potentially habit-forming or addictive, and thus potentially fatal. It's also applied to the potential at a communal or global level for the entire human race to destroy itself through the technological choices made by society and their possible consequences, and often stems from deep-rooted fears. Any action or inaction that undermines your progress and prevents you from accomplishing your goals, like the fear of failure or success, low self-esteem, or trauma. In Will's case, it's obvious that he'd been facing some self-esteem issues, considering his confessions about being lonely all his life and leaning on food for support. But Will has a strong mental psyche, as we've seen in his videos and the behaviors we're about to address. He's someone who wouldn't take insults from people sitting down, yet he claimed that he fired Coach B because he didn't like the way he talked to him, when in reality the coach was only doing his job as a trainer.
Is try to get me to win. I didn't like the way he talked to me in this session, and because of that, I just quit.
It's clear that Will was only using the issue as an excuse to escape the only real-life person who demanded accountability from him. Unlike his followers online, who he could always deceive, Coach B was a person who followed up on a personal level, and Will didn't like that. This is because for someone on a weight loss journey, he was always surrounded by food or TikTok content. All that talk about power meals didn't change the fact that he was always ogling at food every chance he got. He didn't even have to be at restaurants. Even a pack of Oreos could ignite his food addiction.
You know, I see these Oreos, and all I can think is, yes, I want to be with you. Yes, I love you. Double stuff, she thick as hell. But I can't do it. I had to put it back, I can't do it. You know why? I'm changing my life. Every day. You gotta make a choice.
Will struggled with daily temptation through his content, and it was so obvious that his viewers couldn't believe he was being truthful about not eating indiscriminately. So with him firing Coach B after acknowledging that his trainer's methods were not indeed wrong, it became clear that he was fighting a long battle with psychological and emotional habits. After firing his trainer, Will admitted in the same video that he was going through a lot. He spoke about how he had bombarded an ex-girlfriend with texts and phone calls after she asked for space until she blocked him.
The woman I made the I'm dating a single mom video about basically sent me a text and said she wanted nothing to do with me. And instead of giving her her space so maybe we could rekindle something, I bombarded her with text and phone calls until eventually she felt the need to block me on everything.
He told his best friend of 15 years that he had no friends, which in turn is a very specific way to tell your best friend of 15 years that you do not consider them a friend.
I was on the phone with my best friend of 8 years, and I told him that I didn't have any friends, basically alluding to him that him and I weren't friends either. I doubled back and I apologized for that, but I could tell I hurt his feelings.
And that's not all. Will also fired his therapist and fired Santiago, the cameraman. All of these things happened in close succession, all following the same script where he made genuine sounding reflection before doing the exact opposite of growth.
I'm self-sabotaging, bro, and I don't know why. Every time I eat a meal, I know I'm not supposed to be eating it, but I do it anyway. It's almost as if my identity is completely attached to being miserable, and I'll do anything to stay there. I always complain about how alone I feel, and when great people like Coach B come into my life, I push them away. I don't know what's wrong with me, bro. And I genuinely don't know what to do. I don't want to do this anymore. I want to be a different person.
People in the comments didn't really sympathize with him. They basically pointed out how he had complicated, simple issues in the first place. Bro, you're in the wrong. I fired my free trainer. I fired my trainer because he talks to me in a mean way. Aye, bruh. The free coach joke spread around quite a lot, but there was a point where Will was self-aware enough to reward Coach B for the help he had rendered him. That was when he pushed Coach B to tears by paying him $800 in gratitude to his services.
Well, Coach B, I appreciate everything you've done for me, man. I just want to say thank you, gang.
Bro,
This should cover every session we've ever done.
dog.
This should cover every session we've ever done. Coach B, you mean the world to me, bro. You're my brother, man. I love you, dog. I love you, broski.
Thank you, Will.
Nah, for real, bro. Video.
But apparently the memory of this one-time gesture wasn't enough to keep their relationship going. Months later, Will wouldn't even acknowledge that Coach B had trained him for free. In a video he posted in April of 2026, he claimed that the coach had exchanged his services for a chance to feature in Will's content.
Let's start here. Do you think you were giving me free training sessions? I think that's a misconception.
No, so
I think people see you as a free trainer. I never saw you as training me for free.
it wasn't, at the end of the day, you did compensate me. So I can say that. If I ever felt like you was wasting my time, I would have literally just like called it quits before you did.
I felt like you were exchanging your services for the marketing platform of my platform. You feel me? That's what was going on in my head.
This arrogance is very consistent with what his brand continued to grow into, but it wasn't the only negative emotion that welled within Will's mind. Sometime in the beginning phase of his internet downfall, Will posted a video talking about jealousy, specifically about feeling jealous of plus-size creators like Nathan, Sal, and Ethan, and the three creators in this space who were genuinely, consistently losing weight, earning genuine praise, and growing audiences built on goodwill rather than controversy. Both of them were showing the unglamorous parts of the journey. Ethan moved all the way to Texas to train with a fitness coach for a full year. Sal posted videos admitting when he had been binge eating late at night, took responsibility for it, and showed what he was doing differently going forward. Neither of them positioned their setbacks as evidence of persecution. They just kept showing up and doing the work, and their audiences rewarded that with a loyalty that Will never managed to cultivate, even with the good note he started on. Will had even collaborated with Sal once and called him his buddy before the camera.
This is what he used to eat when he was over 700 pounds.
It was crazy.
Let's check it out. Today, me and my good friend Sal are going over what his crazy Wendy's order used to be that helped him get to over 700 pounds.
But it seemed that brotherly love wasn't intense enough to stop the wave of jealousy. Will was aware of the gap in comparison, yet openly admitted that he was jealous of them. This is not inherently a bad thing. Admitting you're jealous of someone is the first step toward understanding why, and understanding why is the first step toward doing something useful about it. But Will did not take either of those subsequent steps. Instead, he expressed that the only thing he was envious about was how loved these creators were compared to him.
I'm jealous of Sal. I'm jealous of Ethan. I'm jealous of Nathan. I'm jealous of how they're received and I'm not. I look at other people in my space and I look at their comments, and yeah, sure, they have hate comments here and there, but they get so much love. And I look at mine and I'm like, what am I doing? What am I giving off? What's so wrong with me that it seems like a lot of the people who watch my videos genuinely don't like me, don't respect my journey, and I'm not understanding why.
To his credit, he did answer his own question in the same video, sort of. He acknowledged that without visible results, his content just looked like him complaining. But he still seemed to forget the overwhelming support he had received at the start of his TikTok journey, and that's the shocking part about this sudden confession. Will even spent a week making workout and diet videos to give the audience what they had originally signed up for, and then he watched them back, decided they did not feel authentic, and announced that he was going to do the opposite.
So I'm taking a risk. Going into 2026, I'm only making the content I want to make. I'm only making the type of videos I want to make. That might be power meals, vlogs, talking to women, whatever. I'm gonna be me. My weight doesn't define me, and I'm not gonna allow it to define my content either.
That's a reasonable thing to say if you're a lifestyle creator who happens to be overweight. However, it's a very different thing to say if you are a weight loss creator whose entire audience showed up specifically because you said you were going to change your life on camera. Will did not just pivot his content, he quietly dissolved the contract he had made with the people watching him without ever formally announcing that he was doing it. As time passed, the Amberlynn Reid comparison began to spread in Will's comments section. For those who don't know, Amberlynn Reid is a creator who had gone through almost exactly this same arc years earlier. She built a following on YouTube by documenting her attempt to lose weight, made a lot of promises to her audience about changing her life, consistently failed to follow through, blamed their critics for being cruel rather than examining why they were critical, and eventually became more famous for her audience's frustration with her than for anything she actually accomplished. Will Kelly was walking the same path, beat for beat, just on a different platform and with a slightly different personality. Internet users had seen this movie before, and they already knew how it ended. Unfortunately for Will, there was no saving him from going downhill. After losing favor in the viewers' eyes, he continued to misbehave online, and this crash and burns mostly took place in his live streams. The unfiltered and unedited streams online revealed a version of him that was considerably harder to root for than anything on his main page. There's even an entire separate TikTok page called Will Kelly's Streams that exists for the sole purpose of clipping his most chaotic live moments. It does not take long to understand why it has an audience. The clips range from Will crashing out on fans who ask reasonable questions, to him silencing, muting, and removing anyone from his live streams who offers him even mild constructive criticism. One of the most talked about clips involves Will raging at his own audience for not defending him in the comments.
For how rude people say I am in videos. For how disrespectful people say I am in videos. Why does no one defend me when I get disrespected in the comments?
Bro, are we supposed to go and respond to every single troll comment? And hold on, and another thing too, right? There's a difference between disrespect and trolling. Trolling is something you're not supposed to take serious at all.
I'm in real life trolling, but y'all don't care when they troll me in the comments. Y'all only care when you see me troll in real life, and it's because I have hundreds of thousands of followers and I have millions and millions of views.
When someone in the live stream points out that he's the reason people don't feel motivated to defend him, given how he acts toward fast food workers on camera, he quickly reframed the situation entirely by calling them haters.
Y'all hate my success. It's not me. If I had no views, nobody would care, bro. It's because I'm fat and I'm living my life and I do it with a smile on my face and people despise it because they go back to their 9 to 5 and they hate their life.
And this is Will continued to deflect in his live streams. Any criticism, no matter how specific or grounded, was easily turned into a general narrative about how haters cannot stand to see him winning. The idea that people were against him due to his behavior of crossing behind fast food counters uninvited or making sarcastic comments to workers who were just doing their jobs never lands in his head. It always becomes about jealousy or his weight or his success on TikTok. He began to push this victim mentality, and soon he became bold in his accusations. Instead of thinking that he was single because of his weight like he used to, he suddenly accused ladies of being fat-phobic for not liking him.
If any woman does not find me attractive, they are fat-phobic. Period.
Wait, what?
If any woman does not find me attractive, I am a handsome man. If you do not find me attractive as a woman, just based off of looks, then you are fat-phobic.
The thing about that clip is how far it sits from the guy in that first video who talked about eating alone with greasy hands on Valentine's Day and genuinely seemed to understand that his isolation had something to do with his choices. Now, to be fair, there is a genuine conversation to be had about how society treats fat people, how attraction is shaped by bias, and how fat phobia is a real and documented social phenomenon. But that is not what Will was doing here. He was not making a political or social argument, but was more or less declaring that any woman's personal lack of attraction to him was evidence of their prejudice. In his head, there's no room for preference, type, or any of the 1,000 other reasons human beings are or are not attracted to each other. This is just one of the many instances Will showcased his spiral down internet degeneracy. In another jaw-breaking stream, he basically invoked a racial fight with a fan who tried to reason with him.
Speak on it. What you gotta say?
I just feel like, gang, like, on the journey that you say you on, like, I just feel like you focus on all the wrong things, and that's really, like...
The journey I say I'm on?
The name of this fan is EJ, and he came up in the stream to give Will what was genuinely some of the most reasonable, calmly delivered advice anyone had offered him publicly. EJ said he used to be 300 pounds himself, that he understood the journey from the inside, and that his honest observation was that Will had lost track of what the channel was actually about, that the mindset was the issue, that success in fitness came from the inside out, not from the outside in.
Well, because, like, you say all these things, like, you know, like, you want to, you know, lose the weight and things like that. And mind you, this is coming from somebody, bro, like, I used to be big myself, gang. Like, I was almost 300 pounds at one point. And I just feel like with you, like, the biggest thing is just, like, your mindset. Like, you just need a better mindset, because, like, mindset has a lot to do with everything, like, and that's just people in general. I feel like in just life, like, There's a lot of things that people can do, but if you don't have the right mindset, you're just never gonna be able to achieve it. And
However, Will's response was not something anyone saw from a mile away. While EJ spoke, he nodded along right up until he stopped talking, and then he ambushed him with a question that had nothing to do with anything he had just said. Will asked EJ if he was a white or black man.
you're on this high horse, and it's almost like you care more about the content than you do about the weight loss journey.
EJ, are you a white man or a black man?
I'm a black, but you don't see my profile, bro. I'm black.
I don't. You black?
When EJ confirmed he was black, Will followed up with a racial solidarity argument to dismiss advice that had nothing to do with race and everything to do with accountability.
Yeah.
How you gonna tell one of your other brothers he needs to calm down, bro?
Immediately after that, Will muted EJ entirely because in his head, anyone who offered him advice or challenged his mode of thinking was a hater who was jealous of him.
Wait, exactly. You don't be seeing shit. Shut the fuck up. Get off my stage.
No, but listen.
That's
Hey, hold on.
Wait,
Hey,
you see how you just crashed out like that, gang? Like, whenever somebody tells you, like, the truth or, like, what you need to hear, it seems like you just instantly get mad, bro, instead of, like, listening to the advice.
All right,
Like,
what-
listen, you gotta listen. Like, sometimes the things you may not want to hear, but it's the things you need to hear, if that makes sense, bro.
Who
Like,
are you to tell me what I need to hear? I'm a grown
because
ass man.
I see... Because I
we
see
can
your
see it.
mindset and the way you behave, bro, and the way you act, bro. You need to change your mindset as a person, bro. Like,
Will eventually replied after several more minutes of deflection that he didn't care how anyone felt. The only thing that mattered to him was entertainment, and therefore his viewers had no right to advise him.
It just feels like I don't give a fuck how y'all niggas feel. I am looking to entertain. The point of me being on live is not to get advice from y'all, bro. I could care less what people have perspective is on something they know nothing about. The point is to entertain, bro. That's the whole point of being here, kid.
and you're so valid on what you just said, but the only thing is, though, like, and I get what you're saying, right? Because that side that you show,
The non-existent racial battle and tantrums weren't even the most uncomfortable thing to come out of the live stream era. That honor belongs to something that happened at a Jamba Juice, a smoothie chain, that was so bad Will deleted the video from his page after the backlash hit. Will had practically stormed the counter with a camera crew. He decided that the line was moving too slowly for his taste and walked behind the counter, which by the way was meant for employees only, but Will didn't care and acted boldly in order to find someone who would take his order faster. It was as if Will, a grown man, was treating someone's workplace like his personal kitchen. When the employee, who was a visibly young kid, spotted Will back there and told him he could not be behind the counter, Will acted like the whole thing was a funny misunderstanding.
Sure do wish I could get some service. Excuse me, sir. What's going on, man?
No, you can't be back here.
Oh, we can't. Oh, my bad. I was just wondering if you could take my order.
Yeah, but I'm doing stuff, so you gotta wait. Like,
All right, yeah, no, I'll wait.
nah, but what you like? Can't just be walking back here.
All right, bro, I'll go back over there.
The employee told him he needed to wait. Will came back around to the front, responded with an attitude, and still ordered his smoothie like nothing had happened.
I do it whenever I'm not getting my order, man. I'm doing it whenever I'm not getting my order. I literally was just telling you I'm up here waiting. Bro, I'm over here now. We good.
I don't even gotta take your order, but like, why are you coming back here like that?
Dog, I'm back over here. We good. Got his attention. Oh, we can order on the pad, bro? Oh, okay. My bad, man. It's just you working, bro? Yeah, I feel you. Clearly hates his job. I just made his job more difficult. Kinda feel like a jerk. Kinda don't care. I get the mango go. I love the mango go.
The video then took another turn when it came out that Will had gotten his order wrong. He received a smoothie that had no mango in it despite being called the Mango Go. And instead of just asking for a correction like a normal person, he thought about whether he should make a fuss about it.
This is the chocolate waffle, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't realize that was a ball. Sorry.
Nah, it's cool. My order was wrong. Am I gonna make a fuss about this? No, because I've already done way too much in this establishment. I'm glad I'm not the old Will Kelly.
Will deleted the video, but the re-uploads were already everywhere, and no amount of deleting was going to put that one back in the bottle. It's not even as if deleting the clip would hide his problematic behavior. Other than the Jamba Juice incident, there was also a similar case at Jimmy John's shortly after where Will ran almost the exact same playbook. He ordered 2 Italian sandwiches and a large drink, waited a few minutes, and then complained to the waiter about the duration his order took.
I would like 2 Italian sandwiches. I'd also like a large drink. They say any size to quench my thirst, but they'll never be able to quench my hunger. Excuse me, sir, you said what?
If you still wanted the Italian seasoning on there.
I believe I ordered my sandwich about an hour ago. So now
We're just
figuring out the Italian seasoning
It's
out?
about 10 minutes.
It's 10 minutes?
The worker told him that it had been about 5 minutes, and Will turned to his camera and suggested that the employee was only pushing back because he wanted his moment on video.
Oh, wow. And this is the problem with content. Once people see you're recording, everybody wants their moments. So we're gonna give him his moment. Yes, I would like the Italian season.
Santiago, the cameraman, cautioned him, and this provoked Will to say that his uncultured behavior was his personality through and through.
You just gotta start being a little bit more open-minded to people's feelings, man.
What are you talking about, man?
So when I went in the washroom, he seemed like he was okay. I came out, and it seemed like you literally...
I was joking with him.
What did you say to him, though?
I don't remember.
So you gotta be careful what you say to people.
Santiago told Will that he's mean towards others, and it can be annoying to anyone who's watching. The whole time, Will found it hard to believe the words he was hearing.
All right, is this one example, or do you see me consistently do this?
This is multiple times. We had these conversations before about you not being so mean, so like...
Mean?
Not mean.
I'm mean, sir?
Okay, I didn't, that wasn't the right
Rude?
adjective. Not rude, I would just think annoying. It's not mean, it's not rude. I think it's just a point that he wants to be a content creator at all times. He doesn't know when to shut it down.
Unfortunately, nothing came out of that moment of scolding. Will continued to act out at different restaurants. At Wendy's, he showed up for a breakfast run, started screaming in the lobby while waiting for his food, and had an employee come out and ask him to quiet down. Before that, he caught himself mid-thought and made the most bizarre statement about not being an elitist.
And I'm gonna keep my tongue out like Vince Carter. Oh, turn it down? Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I apologize. I will not be elitist right now and say what I'm thinking. I will not be classist right now and say what I'm thinking.
Elitist means thinking you're better than everyone else because of your status. A person's system or attitude that favors a select group of people who possess wealth, power, talent, or high education. Classist means looking down on people for being in a lower economic bracket. Prejudice, discriminatory, or unfair treatment of people based on their social or economic class. Basically, treating people who work certain jobs as lesser. Will almost said something classist about the people in a Wendy's, stopped himself, and then announced to those same people that he had almost said something classist about them. In another case, at Steak and Shake, Will spotted a woman working the counter and walked over to her and was rude about her age and appearance out of nowhere.
I looked at you over there and I thought you were like 16, 19, something like that. I come closer and I'm like, oh wait, this is a grown woman.
Yeah, I'm 32.
32? Yeah. Don't look a day over 31.
Nobody had asked for that. She was on a shift and she hadn't flagged Will down or invited him to assess her appearance. He just decided to make content out of her in this video, whether she wanted it or not. Speaking of wanting to be in his video, there was a waitress who didn't want to participate in one of Will's spontaneous shoots, and instead of respecting her wishes, he started speaking snidely with her. First of all, he twisted her words when he placed an order.
Please have 20 wings, hot, and a large fry, boned in, of course. Grown men.
Some people like chicken nuggets.
Children and women. So you just assume like this is a common thing for me, huh? You look at me and say, he must go to Buffalo Wild Wings a lot.
Is that everything?
Yeah.
His tone was rude for some people who watched this clip, and he was more insufferable because he still caught her on camera despite her wishes. And to everyone's surprise in the room, Will himself added an end note about the waitress not wanting to participate, displaying that he was arrogantly aware of what he had done.
What do we have here today? That's it, wings and fries?
Need anything else?
I'm fine, thank you. She refuses to participate in the video.
This daring behavior was also noted in another clip where he tried to negotiate a discount at Culver's on the grounds that his presence there was valuable to the restaurant as a brand.
I'm a content creator. I don't know if you've heard of me before, Will Kelly. I'm sure you have.
No, unfortunately, I haven't heard of you. Sorry.
At the end of his speech, he'd got 10% off and was completely excited about it when the food wasn't even meant for him in the first place. He then acknowledged while still in the restaurant that the food he had just negotiated a discount on was not supposed to be part of his diet.
I follow him on Instagram, like I see his videos and stuff, like how he inspired me to
I'm inspiring, Michelle. Let's work together
We
here.
can give you a 10% discount.
I wish I could share with you.
I don't eat this anymore.
I know. You're
I've
saying
changed my
that.
life.
You changed your life.
Are you proud of me?
I am.
Do you think I'll be
Congratulations.
just as attractive after I lose 200 pounds, 300 pounds?
I bet you will be.
All these clips are hot on the internet, and they're so different from the Will Kelly of February 2025 that they would leave you wondering whether he had adopted a whole different personality in the span of 6 months. Being rude to servers suddenly became the basis of his content. In one clip, he intentionally placed a large order of breakfast dishes to a first-time waiter and talked about how they would involve the manager if he messed up.
Lawrence,
Yes, sir.
today's your first day.
Yes, sir.
Let me get a French toast slam, bro. Scrambled eggs, extra crispy bacon, another order of sausage, and then another order of crispy bacon. You heard me. And I know it's your first day, so if you get this wrong, we'll just tell the manager.
Will practically gave the guy a task that he believed the waiter was bound to fail, and with cameras and eyes on him, Lawrence the waiter missed one order. Will responded like the bully he was proving to be in that situation by pointing out the error and refusing to leave a tip for the waiter.
Lawrence, extra crispy bacon, French toast, extra crispy bacon sausage. I had another order of sausage, Lawrence.
You want extra sausage? My bad.
I mean, that's what I ordered, sir.
That's my. 1 second. I'll have it right out to you.
Oh, I'm gonna be honest, bro. I'm not gonna leave a tip on the.
After all these restaurant videos and live stream clips circulated on the internet, Will's weight loss journey quietly stopped being the point. He had already become very infamous on TikTok for his crash outs and regular egotistic talks about how he was better than everyone.
People say Will Kelly isn't humble. That's not true. I'm extremely humble under God. Everything that I have is because of God. Everything that I've received, every good thing, even the bad things that have happened in my life, I realized later what that was preparing me for and training me for. Thank you, God, for everything. That being said, I am not humble to none of you humans. I am not humble to humans. I'm better than most.
Absolutely.
I'm better than most.
Absolutely.
I'm realer than you. I'm more thorough than you. I'm doper than you. I'm more entertaining, more creative, smarter, all of that than most of the people.
He posted a video saying the fitness channel was over. However, in recent times, he started posting the same content he posted at the beginning. He came back talking about how he wanted to lose weight.
I want to lose weight. I want to take it serious. I want to beat the odds. I'm going to end up like Rule in Euphoria if I don't change my life, bro. Straight like that, bro. I don't want to be 28, 29, 30, 31 talking about, yeah, bro, you know, I'm working on it. I'm losing weight. I want to get this done now, bro.
But his viewers stopped believing him ages ago. This change came right after a video he had uploaded on the 6th of June, 2026, where he spoke about how money and ego had pushed him to make horrible content.
My content has been trash. For the last few months, my content has been derivative. My content has been formulaic. My content has been garbage. I lost the plot. I lost who I am as a person. I forgot why I started doing this thing. The money started messing with my head. The attention started messing with my head. Everything just started coming at me, bro, and I was not prepared for it. My ego is out of control. I'm talking to this girl right now, and she told me the only quality that she does not like about me is my ego.
This clip was meant to be his way of acknowledging his wrongs and self-reflecting, but it seemed like a major part of his introspection was fueled by the girl he mentioned. Now, it's true that every Superman needs a Lois Lane, but even Superman knows how and when to hit the gym without a woman directing him to it. Overall, Will's comeback video felt shallow and repetitive no matter the tone and conviction he used in his speech. In the eyes of some viewers, it was the same pattern of him acting up, apologizing, and repeating the same behavior all over again.
Part of the reason my ego was so crazy is because of the success of my content. But I don't even like my content anymore, bro. I go back and I watch videos and I see myself. Bro, I'm not eating at half these spots I did power meals at, bro. I'm not eating at these places, bro. I'm being real with you now, bro. It's over. It's over. It's over, bro. I'm done being fake.
The same video was published a few videos after a TikTok of him being arrogant about losing 20 pounds.
All right, guys, I'm at 519 pounds. Last month, I was at 540, and the month before that, I was at 570. And that's a 20-pound decrease since last month. I want my congratulations.
Throughout his internet fitness journey, Will had been bouncing between the high 500s and the low 500s. This continued for months, sometimes creeping down, sometimes climbing back up. He never broke into the 400s or even showed any form of sustained downward line that would have made the journey narrative hold up on its own. For someone at his size, even a modest calorie reduction should produce several pounds of loss per week, particularly early on when a lot of it's water weight. That's just how the body works at extreme weights. But Will looked like he wasn't breaking much ground for someone who publicized a breakthrough of over 100 pounds at the start of his internet fame. When he lost over 50 pounds in 2 months, he posted the weigh-in video asking for his flowers and boasting about why this celebration was grounds for arrogance from his end.
I want my congratulations. I want my we're so proud of you, Wills. I want my you're doing great, keep killing it, guy. I want all of that because everybody has something to say. Whenever it's negative, everybody has something to say. Give me my flowers on my positive, bro. Give me my flowers. I just lost 50 pounds in 2 months. Don't ask me why I'm arrogant. I'm the only innovator in my niche. Don't ask me why I'm arrogant. All the fat boys losing weight have copied my style of video. Don't ask me why I'm arrogant, bro. I got reasons to be.
The next weigh-in video Will posted a month later was of him losing 1 pound, and this development disappointed him greatly.
I weighed myself today and I am 518 pounds. That's a 1 pound decrease from last month, and I don't consider that any type of weight loss. That could just be the heaviness of my pants or whatever. This is disappointing. This is disappointing, especially because I was talking so greasy on the last weigh-in. I gotta change my life, bro. I can't keep doing this. I'm tired. I'm so tired.
He also mentioned that his tiger eye bead necklace had broken, and that if you're in the spiritual realm at all, you know what that means.
My tiger eye bead necklace that I made iconic broke. And if you're in the spiritual realm at all, if you're in that world, you know what that means. It means it's time for a change, and I know it is.
For those who are not in the spiritual realm, a tiger eye bead necklace breaking is apparently a sign that change is coming. Will took it as confirmation that a turning point was near, but in reality, this was just a man grasping at anything that was not accountability. Shortly after this, Will announced that he was done with power meals and his content was switching up. He made plans about posting more workout videos, hiring his therapist back, and said everything was going to be different.
Guys, I'm switching up the content. The content's going to be completely switching up. I'm done with power meals. They're done. It's over. Guys, there's going to be a whole lot more workout content now. I'm tired, bro. I'm so tired, guys. Guys.
But you already know what comes next. The speech sounded real, but no real change ever followed. Around the same time all of this was happening with the weigh-ins, the content on Will's page had drifted into territory that was much harder to connect to a weight loss journey in any meaningful way. He began collaborating with creators who give off dominatrix and seductress vibes.
This is what she eats at KFC.
It's crazy.
Let's check it out.
I swear.
No, you can't swear. Are you insane? This is my career. Children are watching this.
I'm so sorry.
Sorry to the children. Can I talk like you, Cleo?
Yeah, do it.
We're gonna talk like this for the rest of the episode.
Let's make it happen.
This particular woman is a dominatrix, and she said so herself. For context, a dominatrix is a woman who takes the dominating role in BDSM sexual activities. Being a professional in the field and using it as a career isn't inherently a bad thing. However, the problem here is that it's not and has never been close to the kind of content Will uploaded on his TikTok. He was deep into food and fitness content, which is primarily PG content, so him including characters from adult-themed backgrounds was sending a confusing message overall. It's funny how he even stated on camera that kids were watching his content when he blatantly tags these creators in his videos. One click to their page and you're practically greeted with sites that aren't children-friendly at all. Will brought these creators to restaurants, filmed their food orders, flirted with them on camera, and billed the whole thing as power meal content. These outings were for publicity and they were publicizing all kinds of adult-themed areas. In one visit to an In-N-Out, Will put his ear against a creator's stomach tattoo in the middle of the restaurant and asked whether she offered a program involving someone yelling at him while he ate.
Fries animal style. A large Coke, please. Okay, thank you.
You think how much you pay? What is this? It's a butterfly.
Yeah, it's technically 2 separate tattoos.
Ended up using me for stuff, using me for like a place to stay.
Oh.
And
wait, hold on. You thought the homeless person was gonna help you?
No, not a place to stay like as a homeless person, but just visiting Atlanta. I was like, oh, come stay with me. And like.
So you still live in Atlanta?
Mm-hmm.
You know, Will Kelly is in Atlanta all the time. Just FYI.
Okay,
you know,
good to. You're in Chicago, right?
In simpler words, Will was basically sampling her market in public and on a channel he claimed was accessible to kids. There's no amount of excuses that can justify how morally wrong this is. In another collaboration, he went to McDonald's with a creator named Lexi, filmed a power meal, and then posted an Instagram story of the two of them in bed together less than 24 hours later, largely unclothed.
So excited?
Yes, it's gonna be crazy.
It's gonna be crazy.
This version of Will was completely different from how he started off. Instead of focusing on what had motivated him to become a creator in the first place, he started taking ladies to restaurants, asking personal questions about their lives and whether or not they found him attractive, and practically degrading them whenever he thought they were not eating enough.
Lexi,
Yes.
I find you sexy.
Thank you.
Can I call you sexy, Lexi?
You sure can.
Okay. Do you find me attractive?
I do. You've got a very nice face. Your eyes are gorgeous. I'm an eye person.
What do you love about the cheeseburgers? What do you love about the McChickens?
The cheeseburgers, they're just...
Lexi, you're wait. Oh my God. I'm not trying to be rude. They always tell me I'm rude. Lexi, let's have some emphasis, all right? This was your last meal, all right? You said, Will, let's go to McDonald's. I said, okay, all right? I'm not trying to hear, look.
Over time, he stepped out of this content and went back to the beginning of the cycle, to that very first video where he declared that he wanted to take his weight loss program seriously once again.
I want to lose weight. I want to take it serious. I want to beat the odds.
Part of the reason why he constantly pushes and pulls his weight loss agenda is because Will has a fighting spirit. Despite the numerous times he was trolled on the internet for being a symbol of internet failure, he fought back, stating that he would never quit no matter the number of times he failed.
Will, there's evidence on your page that you failed multiple times.
So because of, and bro, that's the problem with people like you. That's the problem with people like you, bro. You're the reason people don't try, because they think once you fail, it's over. I can fail tomorrow. And the difference between me and the next guy is I'm not quitting.
Clock it.
Just because I failed does not mean it's over. Will Kelly wins is not about a destination. It is about a goal, a mindset.
This grandiose impression is still the reason why he can't win back the hearts of people who once supported him. It's one thing to motivate yourself verbally, but it's another thing to cut out the people who tried to help you and yell at supporters on live streams, which ironically is telling of his unscripted personality behind these short motivational TikTok clips. Regardless of what he says today, we've seen how easy it is for him to reveal his egotistic and rude side. And it's difficult to keep on rooting for someone like that and expecting real change to happen.
I like money. I like bitches. I like going out. I like having a good time. I like talking shit.
Yeah, I understand.
I like making entertaining content. I like making content with me and the shorty in bed talking about go watch our video.